Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of the Digital Detour podcast. My name is Chloe, and I'm here with my friend Lauren.
Hello.
And today, this is such like a scary rabbit hole that I've been seeing. I've been seeing it on my For You page for a couple weeks, but it's like starting to hit mainstream news,
Okay.
and people are widespread groups are starting to find out about it, and like it keeps unraveling even more. It's so crazy. It really got going when 3 months ago somebody posted on r/internet mysteries. I'll read it to you.
Reddit?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm aware of Reddit.gov.
Creepy Instagram profiles of people pretending to be kids.
Okay.
I came across a post on r/Instagram where somebody mentioned these creepy Instagram accounts of people who are seemingly pretending to be kids. I feel like all of these are run by the same person because of the horrendous editing style that makes my eyes bleed.
Oh.
The second image is bizarre because it makes me think, like quotes, Truth Sticks 11 is making a joke about themselves. If you look at the highlight titled After School, it's a video of what seems to be somebody naked. But if you go and watch it, you can see it's sexual in nature.
Oh.
Many of the photos on this account are an edit of that goofy face on a real person's body. And a lot of the bodies are in suggestive poses, which makes me think this is a definite fetish account. It seems like, quotes, Smartschoolboy9, seriously what actual kid would name themselves that? And Stephanie Schooley are following a handful of actual kids, or maybe it's just more impersonators doing a better job at hiding their true identity. I feel like the logical explanation is that Smartschoolboy9 is the poster's real identity, which is extremely uncanny to say the least. Is this just a really, really, really weird hobby? It seems like the poster's first language is French, and many of the posts are generally weird and hard to understand. I'm curious what you think about this. So for people who aren't watching the YouTube video, where I'll put a screenshot of this, the account is truth_sticks_11 with the description, beautiful boy and account looked after by me, a degree-educated mother choosing to stay anonymous. Good original written work, advice and compassion. And then I'll just let you take a look at this. Like,
okay.
A lot of the photos have this kind of editing style. I don't know if you can see. It
looks like cartoonish almost, like poor edited AI.
It looks like a kid that's edited with super white skin and huge red lips. And, you know, this is going to be a theme through all these accounts. And this account in particular is really strange because it seems to mix between pretending to be a kid and also like calling out predators. There's a screenshot from this account, a post of like a headline, up to 3 times as many sex offenders in UK as previously believed. And the account is posting, I also think of the countless numbers of fake aliases some predators have. For example, men pretending to be young boys online. And so obsessed with them that they become compulsive, delusional, and desperate liars with fake profiles aplenty. Which is crazy to say. So then this is the main account where you can see like what this person actually looks like. This is a grown man with kind of the same makeup style. Very, very tall, very large grown man with what a lot of people think are fake teeth because they're always like protruding out and they're huge. And
I mean, is he British? I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Yeah.
Their teeth are a little bit questionable.
Yeah. But he's always like got his tongue out too. And there's a couple different theories about it. Some people think like he's trying to look like a dead body.
Okay.
Some people think he's trying to look like a blow-up sex doll.
Yeah.
I don't really know what the deal is, but he's always in this uniform. And he's also got this thing for high-heeled mini boots.
Okay.
They come up a lot. Okay. So then there's like this whole network of accounts of these heavily edited images. It's unclear to people if they're entirely AI or because a lot of them look like real pictures of kids that have just been edited. And he seems to use this network to like role play as a group of kids because they interact with each other. They follow each other. And some of the most common aliases he uses, well, the most frequent one is Stephanie. There are at least 8 known accounts as Stephanie, listed as either Stephanie Schooley or Stephanie Stansfield, and Joanne Tang. The weird thing about Joanne Tang is the girl, that one does have real pictures of kids that are edited. And the girl who's in them, like, found it and was like, this is not me. I don't know this person. I didn't let them use my images. I don't know what's going on. The Stephanie one is seemingly his favorite. There's the 8 accounts. And then he's written poetry and like articles as Stephanie, who's allegedly 12, and submitted them to newspapers. Like there's this one in the Streatham Society News where it's a poem about like an actress dying, June Whitfield. I don't know June Whitfield, but she's apparently a Streatham-born legend. The fatal flaw, of course, is posting real pictures of himself, real pictures and videos on the Smart Schoolboy account. And then I've got a video pulled up. The sound has been removed, but you can see like the type of stuff he was posting. I'm going to flip this around for you.
Okay.
And then for those of you who can't see it, it's a grown man in a school uniform with this heavy makeup on. The school uniform doesn't fit because it's a kid's uniform. And he's got his lunchbox and he's like showing off his high heels. Just, what are we doing?
And he has like a childlike kind of edit.
He's like, trying to look like a kid. He's inside a school.
Yeah. And he's showing these like little bins that would be in a classroom.
Yeah. What is this? See what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm trying to...
It's interesting how he has like the... I'll let you sit it down. Okay. It didn't make any noise.
No.
It's interesting how he has like that white on his face, but it's only like that bottom half.
See, there's a lot of theories about that too. Some people think it's a mask. Some people think he's just like sweaty. But then he does seem to have a lot more of a fixation when it comes to like the mouth area. A lot of the edits are around the huge teeth and they've all got these big lips. And so some people think it's on purpose to kind of draw attention to that. He seems especially fixated on kids 9 to 14. Most of his like kid aliases, I guess you could call them, fall into that range. And he also frequently reports as the child aliases that they're mixed race, despite having like this really heavy white makeup on and a lot of the edits being so light.
Right. How does he edit them? Like, how does he edit the kids with these faces on them? Is it kind of like a deep fake situation or
nobody's
like
really
Photoshop?
Sure. I'll show you some of them. Like, this is one of the posts. Like, what is this? This is very visibly like a real kid. So I don't know if he's just editing this head onto things or...
Is that what the face looks like in every post?
In most of them, yeah. Like...
The editing is very off-putting to me. Like the way that he enlarges their teeth and like whitens them.
It's very...
And puts red...
Very, very uncanny valley. And, okay, here it is. This was on the Smartschoolboy9 account. Here's that kid I showed you the edit of. And then there's him. We're supposed to believe he's 10 here.
The little boy?
No,
or that
the grown man. We're supposed to believe... That's supposed to believe this is a 10-year-old. This guy like 10.
No. He looks like at least 30.
Yeah. So it says, here at school, I've been paired with Wilfred. And how cool, too, as we're at environmental studies and loads of indoor studies in the new Achievers classroom. He's writing, it's almost childlike in the way that they're not complete sentences, but also it's like no kid talks like that. So it's really confusing. There have been multiple sightings of him. What's the crazy?
And is he dressed like that?
Yeah. Sightings of him go back to the 90s. He was a grown man in the 90s. So he's at least like 50, maybe older.
Are there like pictures or how like?
So the descriptions so far, he's around 5'7" to 5'9", appears to be mixed race and has a medium build, always dressed like a schoolgirl with long hair and would walk around town, swinging arms in an exaggerated way, shouting at people who looked at him. Then there's a couple like blog posts. This one is from 1999. And it says, anyone who's been to Northbridge, Doncaster, Tesco's on a weekday evening regularly will know what I'm talking about. The title of this is Tesco's Freak Show, like free, Free-K show.
Okay.
At first, many months ago, I thought it was just a released into community care, air quotes, weirdo with a severe skin complaint. However, last week, whilst working in the town center lighting, I saw it without its charcoal and blusher combination. Embarrassingly too small schoolboy's uniform and ridiculously high girls' platform shoes. It stood without makeup outside of the Christchurch gents' toilet for hours on end. I saw the police twice asking it to move on without arresting and continued to frequent the toilets. A couple weeks ago, me and the missus were going through the next checkout from this freak. As usual, most of the staff were taking their breaks early to see the show. Security guards were falling apart with laughter, and we heard the elderly female cashier ask it, whilst blatantly struggling to keep a straight face, "Do you have a club card?" It replied very seriously, "Of course not. I'm only 13. I found out from other Tesco employees that it gives the same reply to the question every time. This is from 1999. The guy is about 30 years old and 6 feet tall, platform shoes included, and apparently a very well-known rent boy. I'm not really sure what a rent boy is in Britain. The other comical thing is that it appears to have a very tight rubber band around its clothes, making it look like a trussed-up turkey. Weird. Somebody tell me I'm not seeing things and going crazy. Somebody else on this thing must have seen it before. Confirm to the others that I'm not joking.
And that was in the 90s?
That was in 1999.
Wow. And the charcoal makeup?
I'm not really sure. I think it's just that white stuff that we can see.
Okay.
The charcoal blusher combination.
Yeah, like in the edits with the blush.
Yeah.
And then that white, like making the face extra white.
Yeah.
He didn't look 50, but maybe that's just part of the like trying to look younger than he is.
Maybe it's part of the editing. I don't, because everything's so heavily edited. I don't even know if you would have to imagine that the pictures of him are edited too. Where it really gets uncomfortable is a lot of the posts are blatant fetish content. Like, I don't even know if I can post them on the video version, some of them. Like, this one says, "This is as Joanne," one of his aliases. "I'm often rushing through Brixton in my school uniform and forget to not sit with my legs apart if on the train facing pervy people." This is somebody who's allegedly 12.
Is it paired like with, is it like a blog post or how?
No, this is on one of his linked Instagram accounts. This is 12 Stockwell Joanne 12 on Instagram.
Okay.
Just a picture of his leg and saying that. Then, "Can't sit still in class, thighs jerking, high heels squeaking. School uniform so girly. Being 13 is really sexy, but being a good girl is too."
And then what's the picture above it?
It's censored. So I'm not, that's what I'm saying. A lot of these are nasty.
Yeah.
And there's not uncensored versions of them online.
Did he get reported?
I think he started to catch on that people were finding these accounts because almost all of them have been either deleted or privated. The worst one is from Truth Sticks 11, And I don't even know what the goal of this was, but it's like, it's an edited picture of a kid, like, with his legs over his head.
Right.
What is...
Like private parts exposed.
Yes, I don't have the uncensored version, thank God.
Right.
But there was an uncensored version that was just living on Instagram until people found it.
And is that like, what is that a real photo or is that like a cartoon depiction of a kid?
That's what people don't know.
Mm-hmm.
As the legs look real, a lot of AI can't make legs that look like that. But then there's this face, like, that's not a person.
No.
It's like a mixture of real pictures and AI.
Yeah.
This is as Stephanie Stansfield. It says, me, Stephanie Stansfield, wild about being 12 years of age. Me with my pencil case that, oops, clumsy me dropped upon the floor here at school. And now I have to pick it up. Yes, in possibly one of the miniest skirts ever. And it's just like those weird-ass mini boots with this pencil case on the ground.
So he takes these like zoomed in photos, these little details of his body, pretending to be like impersonating a small child or like a child that's in school wearing like a schoolgirl uniform.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why the Smartschoolboy9 account ended up being kind of what got him caught, is he was taking full body videos of himself.
Right.
Like I was showing you earlier. It's not completely confirmed who this is, but it's widely speculated to be a man named David. There are a couple different reasons. The Stephanie character brings up in this poem I showed you earlier. Well, first of all, she's listing areas in Streatham that didn't exist. If she was 12, like, she wouldn't be old enough to remember them. And she references a half-brother David, who a lot of people think is the one actually writing these. David wrote an article into the newspaper about how school uniforms instill discipline. And so a lot of people think that's the same person because he's got this fixation with the school uniforms.
I just want to know, like, this David character, how old he really is. Like, if they've seen him walking around town and stuff, like, I'm sure the people who live in that town know this person and know who it really is.
See, no one who knows his, like, real name has come out. Everyone who's seen him always sees him in this costume. It's like, you know how you were talking about creepypasta earlier? It's almost like a real-life creepypasta, or like a cryptid. Everyone in Doncaster has either heard about him or seen him, but it's just kind of like this mythical legend.
And he hasn't really done anything that could, like, get him arrested and find information on him?
Not technically. I'm not really sure why some of the images aren't enough, but it looks like he seems to just kind of linger outside of places and he gets kicked out and then nothing's really done about it.
So how does this correlate to TikTok? Were people talking about it on there?
People caught wind of the account and that's how it spread. Like, people saw this on Reddit, and then Reddit and TikTok, like, deep dove into this. And they found a couple names that they think could be him, couple addresses that they think could be him by, like, circling areas in videos that he was posting himself, and using those, we're able to kind of, like, triangulate where he was in Doncaster. In a Streatham newspaper article, school uniforms are the path to discipline. And then people believe he's writing this as an adult, role-playing as a teenager.
Okay.
But it's kind of the same name and writing style. May I say, as a school pupil aged 13, that wearing school uniform is not as bad as Kathy Irby, I guess like a writer, makes out. What she was forced to wear when she says, in my view, it is not possible for anyone to look attractive in uniform. Of course it is, if you're careful to select good quality, well-fitting schoolwear from a reputable stockist. Uniform looks bad enough on children, but satchels for parents is just ludicrous. It's nonsense. In school uniform, you are not just anybody. You're still you, but you're expected to be more disciplined. Many students could do with smartening up. The switch from school uniforms to jeans is hardly in line with excellent career goals and personal self-respect. No 13-year-old talks like that.
Was it published somewhere?
Yes, it was. He wrote into a newspaper. Apparently in Britain, you can write into editorials, and if they like what you write, they'll just publish it in the editorial section.
So he was basically doing that and claiming that school uniforms enforced discipline and self-respect, but if this is the David that is making this same content that sexualizes kids, he might have an ulterior motive.
Yeah.
He just wants school uniforms to keep being a thing.
Yeah.
That's gross. That's really gross. I feel icky now. I don't like knowing. I mean, it's good to know that these people exist, but I just...
Oh my God. Someone said a couple weeks ago, how many Smartschoolboy9s are there going to be on Halloween? Oh, and I didn't even want to think about that.
Really? It's that widespread?
I'm going to shit my pants. If I see somebody, I'm so serious, dressed like Smartschoolboy9 on Halloween.
So does he have a TikTok page?
He did until it got deleted. So here he is. He makes this weird ass mouth noise. I don't even know if I content warning, I guess. I could edit it in. It's like this sucking noise.
Does he have fake teeth in?
That's what people think. They think he's sucking the fake teeth back in.
It almost sounds like when a little kid has, what is it called? The little binky.
That's what some other people...
It sounds like when a baby is sucking a binky.
Some other people think he's making a squelching sound kind of on purpose. Like a kid.
Yeah.
He talks about school face. No one really knows what school face is. They think it's just kind of this white makeup he does. I don't know how much of this I can actually edit in.
What is that?
That's him. And then this is the craziest part. This Truth Sticks 11, the anti-predator page, people know it's him because he's always doing this ridiculous, trying to sound like a mom voice. I'm here at school. That's what he sounds like. What is this?
Yeah.
This is...
It looks like he's just squeezed himself into this tiny uniform.
Yeah. And he's always got his tongue out like this.
Yeah. Boys sticker.
Yeah, he's got a lunchbox that says boys really big on the front. Or he's doing the mouth noise again. I'll insert some of these pictures. It's this grown man. Huge mouth. It looks like he's got a toupee on too.
That's what I was wondering.
It looks like he's balding and has a toupee. And he's got large lips with his tongue sticking out of the front, probably 80% of the opening in his mouth. He's got his tongue. And then the rest is what looks like these fake teeth because they're huge.
And they're sticking outward.
They're sticking outward and there's only 2 of them filling up the whole gap. I've seen some big teeth, but they're not big horizontally. It's it's a piece of cardboard.
And he's always carrying that lunchbox.
Yes, he's always trying to look like a kid. But you can only look like a kid so much because he's always got those high-heeled boots on too.
He's bald on top.
Yeah.
And he just has a lunchbox that says boys items. And then he has this other rectangular thing and it says school in big print.
Yeah.
Or boys stickers is what the lunchbox says.
He's always got his backpack on. People think he's got a fixation with these mini boots. I'll insert some pictures in the YouTube video. But a lot of the posts have these huge high-heeled boots, onto the edited images of kids. He makes the legs really long. And he sticks, they've got to be at least this tall. I'm holding up a TV remote, probably 7 inches, 6, 7 inches. They look to be as long as this thing, the heels.
Which is interesting because if you would want to be kid-like, you'd almost want to make yourself smaller.
You'd think so. And I saw people in Britain talking about you can't even wear heeled shoes at school.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just like a separate fixation of his that he's lumping in with this.
Right, like it's the sexualized bit.
Yeah.
Could I see some of the like kid depictions that he posts? I think he's very like scary or like off. It's off-putting to look at him.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't like, he seems, you know, like when people, I don't want to say like people with multiple personalities, like they act to this extent because they don't. But like, it almost seems like this is like a trauma response.
See, there's nothing confirmed, but allegedly in kind of the area he's been seen in, there was a case when he would have been around this age of a teacher getting fired for inappropriate conduct at a school. So people, they can't prove it was him, but a lot of people are wondering, like,
did something happen to him?
Yeah, was he one of the kids that was involved in this and he just like, this is his response to it?
Well, I think like when people act like a little kid, it's like them reverting to like this childlike innocent character where like they almost like don't know what's going on. They don't have to deal with whatever's like stressing them out.
That's where it really starts to get into kind of the conspiracy theory territory though, because nobody knows for sure like he even went to this school. So I actually misspoke about the Joanne account earlier. This is supposed to be a 14-year-old. This girl is like the real person he was stealing images of. But the rest of these are just, none of these are the same person. These are just edited images. And I don't know if you can see.
They're like cartoonish.
Yes, they've all got these huge lips, the long legs. There's and
it's like
the huge boots.
Right. And you can see up their thigh, like almost to their butt.
Yeah.
In very short skirts.
He's talking about the miniest of mini skirts all the time. This is one of the Stephanie Schooley accounts. There's a lot of them. And you can see kind of the same thing. The long legs, the huge boots, the enlarged facial features.
Yeah.
This is what all of the accounts look like. Not always with the same kids, but always the same traits.
Right.
This one is especially scary, in my opinion. This is the most obviously edited one. That's not a real person. But some of these, like this one, that's a real kid that he's edited a face onto. Where is he getting that?
I don't know.
And that's what people think. A lot of the accounts are following real kids. So it's either other adults pretending to be those real kids, or like that's where he's getting his source material. But no one really knows anymore because the accounts are gone.
So this is just like the posts that you're grabbing from are people that screenshotted this stuff
this
before?
Is like what I could find online that was archived before he deleted all these accounts after he started getting caught on to.
So obviously he knew it was bad.
Yeah, how could you not know it's bad? But yeah.
I mean, like if you genuinely think you're a little kid.
Well, part of what happened, people started DMing him on the Smart Schoolboy account that he was using the most and like fighting with him about what are you doing? You are not 10. I'm tall, but I'm 10 and you're just jealous you don't get to wear my uniforms. What are you talking about?
Really? I want to know when the like posting started, because if he was out and about like in public in the late 90s and then like the surge of the internet, I'm sure he got access to it and just found ways to like make these edits of children.
The posting started around 2019. There's actually DMs from the Stephanie Stansfield account. Like, I'm actually kind of new to this. I messaged you. It seemed like my pictures didn't really show. I'm Stephanie. I'm in year 7. What are we doing? And then...
So that's a DM to a real child?
Yeah.
Okay.
He sent that to a kid. So they asked Smart Schoolboy, how old are you? He says 10. Tall, but 10. The respondent says, you are not 10. And then this is another kind of giveaway. This is not a 10-year-old because no 10-year-old talks like this. He says, fuck off. I'm 10. There's boys much taller than at my age in Kenya. And the respondent says, you clearly have some sort of prosthetics on your face. The whole internet can see, goofy. Smart Schoolboy replies, it's my natural face, you sick cunt. Stop scraping the barrel for excuses, fucking weirdo. You're obviously some dirty old fucker texting a kid.
Oh.
We're
interesting.
Projecting a little bit there.
Right, being like, you're gross for texting a kid.
And that's what that whole True Sticks page is too. Like, there's predators pretending to be kids. Not me, though.
Right. Like, so he has this account pretending to be like a concerned mom on Instagram.
Yeah, with the same voice he uses on the Smartschoolboy9 page when he's filming himself.
Okay, while having like different accounts pretending to be different kids.
That interact with each other. Yeah.
Okay, and then these kids have multiple accounts. Do you think some of them are like impersonators? Like other people take on this like Stephanie character?
If you look for them now, that's what they are. But at the time, there weren't. When people first found it. Now, the original Stephanie Stansfield and Smartschoolboy9 accounts are either banned or deleted, and you can't find them. So anything you see now, like that is an impersonation, and people either reposting or like shit posting. But at the time, no, because the accounts only had like 14 or so followers on each of them, and most of them were his other accounts.
That's so interesting. It's like, who are you doing that for at that point?
Yeah.
I mean, it just makes me concerned for like if there are other people out there that, well, I don't even know. I mean, yes, it's like sexualizing kids because he's showing these like revealing graphic photos, not necessarily always photos, but like cartoon like AI images of like prepubescent kids.
It does really kind of get you thinking about there's probably other people. I guess I shouldn't say probably. There could be other people who are doing something similar and just LARPing as children online
to do it better
to lure in kids, and will get away with it because they won't be dumb enough to post a video of themselves. It's just kind of scary to think about.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that like on TikTok they're finding these people and like showing people this is not okay. This needs to be called out. This needs to be stopped. But it gets to a point where people do start like speculating and creating conspiracy theories.
Yeah. Like what if he was molested in school? None of that's confirmed. That's all a conspiracy theory.
I mean, even when they find the address, like the possible address of where he filmed at, that's kind of scary.
They found the building. They found the area he was filming in. But then there was also, they found a couple of his, like air quotes, previous addresses. And people, obviously I'm not condoning this, but people were like throwing bricks through the windows. And like, what if he doesn't live there anymore? Now you've just like trashed a random person's house.
Right. That's scary. The internet is a scary place.
What do you think? Had you heard of any of this before?
I not at all.
Yeah.
Was not aware of this person at all. All I know is when you showed me the picture of his face, I was like, that is scary. That looks like
so scary.
That doesn't even look real almost. But it is real. Like the videos, that is a real man. That's impersonating a young boy.
Yeah. That's a real man who's been spotted in Britain doing this for almost 30 years.
I just want to, like, what if, I don't want it to go into the conspiracies, but like, what if that isn't him in 1999 and he was inspired by that person?
Oh my God. I didn't even think about that. That's even scarier.
Because I mean, like, I feel like that's how things happen too. Like, someone does this messed up thing, other people get, like, with like school shooters, like people get inspired by other people doing something because they're like, oh, they can do it. They got a lot of attention for it. I'm going to go do that thing.
That's even scarier. I didn't even think about that.
Because, I mean, I guess to me, like, the blog post talked about charcoal. When I think of charcoal, I'm thinking, like, dark black. So, like, maybe he's doing kind of the opposite, because it kind of looks like he's impersonating like somewhat almost like anime style, like Asian features.
And some of them he is, yeah.
The way he's like putting on this like very light white pigment on his face and then like making the eyes very large, like it. And then the cartoon style, it looks almost like anime style. And then also you get the schoolgirl, these like little girls. I mean, it reminds me of anime. And like he's trying to be like a little anime kid. Because also the mixed race thing too, like that's another...
He does bring up being mixed race a lot.
Which, like, mixed with what? Is it just kind of like another sexualized thing of being like racially ambiguous?
Maybe. Because he does like cross races between the accounts. Joanne Tang is an Asian girl. The Stephanie Schooley account, at least one of them, she looks like she's from... It lists her being from Monaco and Greece, and it's a really tan girl. And then there's like that white guy on the True Sticks account. Like maybe that's another thing of his. Oh my god.
He's inclusive.
He is inclusive. Well, sorry for like traumatizing you with the predator deep dive. They won't all be like this. So if you're interested in more like internet deep dives like this, make sure to like the video, like the podcast, hit subscribe, and come back and hang out with me next week on the Digital Detour podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for having me.
Never again.
So sorry. All right. We'll see about that. Okay. Oh, bye.
You don't need to say bye. Bye, losers.
Bye, besties.